Thank you so much for tuning into our third week of Training Tuesday. It's been a delight and a joy for me to think through systematically what we are trying to do when we gather our life groups. So today we are talking about gathering your small group. So what do you do when you gather them? Some things to think about in this video are going to be: where do you locate them? Where are you located? Have you thought through strategically, if you're in the church, why you were there? If you were in your home, why you were there? And we're also going to talk about open groups, so groups that welcome new people in versus closed groups, and why some groups are going to choose to be open and some groups are going to choose to be closed. I don't want to give away too much of that, but we're at the Church Avenue South are landing on open groups. When we talk about our groups and we talk about the details of our group, so what day we meet, when we meet, how we do childcare, where we meet, think of those things in the terms of a garden. I used to help my grandmother garden, and to be honest with you, I was terrible at it. But think of a garden or a tomato plant, and think of a tomato plant and how it grows strong, healthy tomatoes. But if you don't have a fence, or if you don't have something for it to grow upon, it will not be able to sustain its own weight. So a small group is going to grow, or it's going to produce something. And if we don't have a good vine, or if we don't have a good trellis, so if we don't have something like a good lattice, something to grow upon, the group will not last. And so think of the details of your group, the day in, day out details, as the trellis, as the fence that you can grow upon. So think of the details as that, and it's important that we build a good trellis so that the vine can organically grow. Without order, there will be chaos. Without some sort of details, the people won't know what to expect. So one of those details is, where is your group going to be located? For us, for my group, it's at home. For us, we have found that this location helps to build community fastest. You know people when they are in your home. You know them in the context of their home. But things to think about is, can you host a home for several weeks in a row? Are you going to be able to host people? Are you going to be able to welcome them into your home? Another thing that we have to think about at the Church Avenue South is your home centrally located? We have people who drive all the way up from Hendersonville. We have people who live in Spring Hill. We have people who live in all the way out west, west of Bellevue. We have people who are out east. And so we have to think about, where is our group located? Mine is in Lenox Village, and so southeast Nashville is an area that we have a few people who are down there, but I have found that it's been a little bit hard to get people to my group because, to be honest with you, Lenox Village is far away from our campus. And so, is your home centrally located? Can you welcome people for several weeks in a row? We want to be on a week-to-week rotation, a week-to-week basis. So not every other week or not once a month, but week to week. So that's important. Another area that some people choose to do is a room at the church. This is less work on you, but there's also limited space here. As you know, we are looking for a new facility, a new place to be at. There is not that much space at the church. Childcare is obviously taken care of when you're at the church, and so for couples and families, a lot of them are choosing to be in on-campus groups for obvious reasons. So those are just things I know that you are already located somewhere, so you might have thought through them, but when you're thinking through that, even when you were helping me to find new people to lead, to help them think through that. The thing I really want to talk to you about today is open groups versus closed groups. An open group, why would a group choose to be open? I get emails all the time asking for placement within community. And I know that there are groups that I can send our people to because they are open. They have an open group will have a missions mindset where they are open and willing to receive people into the body of Christ. Just as they were received into a group, they're willing to welcome new people in. And this is the primary default position of our groups. The reason we do this is because I think that it helps our people to practice Christ-like hospitality. The gospel will reach more people, but primarily when we're talking about groups, you are helping as an open group to extend care that the ministers can't always extend beyond where you are, or excuse me, beyond where we are. We are not able to love everybody the same. And so our plea definitively is that the majority of our groups will remain open. I know that can be hard when it comes to when we're just getting into this community stuff, but we really want for our groups to be open. More people can be cared for in this capacity than if we were to close them, simply because we can't start groups fast enough to meet the demand. And that's something we're working on. But until we feel like we can reproduce rapidly and quickly, our mentality is to stay open. Closed groups. There will be instances where groups will be closed. I think biblically Jesus had a closed group of 12 guys that he did life with. Obviously, you can make the case that accountability can be stronger when a group is closed. Now, with that, we are trying to move into a Bible reading group model where our Bible reading groups, which would be at some level closed within the group as they multiply. So 3 or 4 men started a group. If there's other men in that group, then 3 or 4 would start another one. So we say all that, we do all that. Sorry, my battery remaining sign came on my phone. So we're trying to create a closed mentality within an open group by starting BRGs out of it. But if an entire life group chooses to be closed, we need that to be for certain reasons. Your group is going through a season where it would be even unwelcoming to new people, just by nature of it existing. Then that might be a reason. They should not be forever reasons or forever seasons that our closed groups would stay that way. So when it comes to gathering your small group, actively think about and reevaluate every semester where you meet, when you meet, why are you meeting, but also, are you an open group that's willing to receive new people? Are you a closed group where groups are closed and new people are not welcome in that season for a certain specific reason? And I would be glad to dialogue with you about that for whatever reason. So this week, gathering your small group. Where does it meet? Is it open or is it closed? Which reason and why, right? Why is it open? There are plenty of reasons why it would be open, and there are specific reasons why it might be closed. Thank you so much for watching this. I look forward to seeing you next week.